Good evening and welcome to WCU Esports. Today we have WCU Slate taking on Northern Arizona. Oh, that is incorrect. We have to update that, but we'll see who we're going up against.
Just as long as you know it's Northern Arizona University.
It's not though. That's not who we're going against.
No? Oh.
Ready for battle. Round one. Capture the objective.
Okay, and we're underway here. We have WCU taking on University of Nebraska, Kearney.
Gets another fire strike kill. Oh, looks like that's going to be point for Northern Nebraska.
Yes, UNK. Nebraska, Kearney. There we go.
University of Nebraska. Sorry. Looks like a Bastion's gonna be a good one here. I think if they shred their the Reinhardt shield, it might be good. Especially with the Junkrat too.
Okay. So yeah, we have UNK taking the first point there. Well, actually, WCU taking the first point, going to 8% before UNK gets on there. They're currently sitting around 40% here.
Here we go. That's a nice way to get in.
Yeah, Jojo Mojo coming in.
It seems like JoJo's Mojo's result's going to be coming online pretty soon too, so that must be a good thing. Sponge is at 89%, so he should be able to get his ult pretty soon too here.
Yeah, looks like both teams are going to have about 2 ults coming into this next fight here.
Good mana.
We're just kind of going back and forth here on the point.
Yeah, so far. Oh, another kill.
Ooh. Unable to get out there for Shadow Knight. WCU just kind of regrouping here. We have a pretty even match so far here on map 1 of Lijiang Tower.
I think as long as the WCU just groups up and then uses their ults, they should be fine.
Yeah.
I think they, as long as ult economy goes, they should be able to maybe recap this point. Who knows? Anything can happen. I'm really going in. Let's see it. Oh, almost got the Ana. Oh, looks like they're still getting some picks though.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good pick there.
All they gotta do is kill the Rhine and they got the point.
This does work. Yep, there we go. WCU now on point. Ooh, got a Genji coming in.
Oh no. Oh no.
There we go. That
There
was,
we go.
That was a prolonged fight. Oh, they still haven't capped it, and there they go. We have UNK at 99% though, so WCU is going to have to hold the point here. They have nobody on point, unfortunately.
Oh man.
This has been a messy fight.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Okay. So UNK taking that first round there here in game 1.
Honestly, I was hoping WCU would have just kept it there.
Yeah, that was unique.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. It seemed like a lot of partial battles.
Yeah, I think it was more of like the Genji ulting and just getting a couple kills, in which
Yeah.
kind of helped them out there.
Originally, I was sitting there and I'm like, that seems like a waste of an ult there, but
Yeah.
he was able to essentially stall long enough for the rest of his team to get back and give some support, and yeah,
Yeah, it did have a lot of value.
interesting.
It is interesting. I wouldn't have ult there personally, but
Okay, so now WCU is gonna have to win the next 2 to close out this game. We do see a couple of changes coming in for WCU, specifically here on tank.
Zarya isn't really a bad pick. As long as you can get some charge off of her, then it should be a little bit better. I feel like it's more for the Genji though, anyway. JC and targeting too as well.
Good pick there from Disagree. Oh no! Well, there's one healer. WCU still capturing.
Yeah, it looks like they're the ones that are up in this fight, so it looks like they're going to be able to get the first point.
Even down one healer, they're able to manage there.
There's a nice Diana too.
Pushing pretty heavily into their back line.
Sometimes it's like nice to like have a little bit of aggression, but not too much.
Yeah.
Not too much after that.
Yeah, we have UNK taking 3 Mountaineers down there, trying to cap that point, and they will. WCU getting up to 33% there.
I would say the best thing for them to do now was to maybe switch to a hit scan just for the Pharah, because I don't think the Pharah is going to be getting pocketed by Mercy, so she can be the first one to die instantly.
Yeah. Take down there on the Pharah. Got the Genji, no heals.
There goes the Rhine. See if they can get to the supports. Nope.
Either way, WCU caps a point, giving UNK 36% there. Again, this just keeps going back and forth. It's
Back and forth. It's what you like
Yeah.
to see sometimes.
Absolutely.
It's nice to see fights like going like that.
keeps it exciting.
Yep. You just gotta watch out for the shatter.
Yep. Yeah, we have UNK with 3 ults here on board. Another one coming up soon. WCU as well with 4 now. Yeah, each team with 4 ults. This could get messy.
Well, they still somehow managed to get a kill on the Genji. Well, it seems like the WCU was able to stabilize there.
Yeah, absolutely. We had 2 ults popped from each team, and WCU was able to win that fight there. WCU now on high 80 percentile. Getting close to last fight territory here for UNK.
Well, now they have the pocket for Mercy. As long as they kind of put some pressure, maybe not let them touch. Oh. Just gets one. Oh, isn't enough.
UNK getting 3 picks early. It's down to 2 healers, and they're just going to retreat back, giving up point there. Good call there for the Mountaineers. Regroup, and they still have plenty of time to go capture the point.
I feel if JoJo's Mojo, I think he uses his ult, Riptire, he gets like at least 1 kill, it should be enough to win this fight.
Absolutely, definitely. He can kind of wait just a second for them to get grouped into the center and then use that. Oh.
There we go. Oh.
Well, UNK held them out great there.
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
Sometimes you gotta watch out for the Pharah.
Absolutely. UNK with one. They're going to have two ults, close to two ults going into this next fight. WCU popped all their ults, so they're just going to have to win this outright.
Nothing they really gotta worry about is Shatter. Ooh, it's a good sleep though.
There goes the Shatter. Getting 2 kills there. 3. Okay, this is going into last fight territory. We're at 96%.
Someone's gonna have to touch.
Minister.
Woo.
Someone's still a little touch. Can they stay alive though? No.
Oh, unfortunate there for the Mountaineers. UNK winning map 1.
Sometimes it's hurts, but just gotta regroup next match and just do the best you can. To be honest.
Yeah. Overall, some pretty well
Yeah, it was
fought fights there.
Yeah, it was some pretty good fights.
Yeah, it was definitely going back and forth, keeping it exciting. Okay, well, we'll be going on to game 2 after this break. Well, welcome back, everyone. I am JoJo's Mojo here, replacing Gummy in the casting booth after having just played round one, which, honestly, I think that may not have been the strongest starting lineup with me coming in. I haven't played for this team since activation weeks, but, I mean, not too bad a showing. Overall, team morale is high, comms are good, so should be a good second round as we have GoldenEye swapping in for Cam on DPS, Cam and Dis now on... or GoldenEye subbing as tank, my apologies. Cam and Dis on DPS, and then Shadow Knight and Rustic coming in for his first match on support. Sponge and JoJo's getting subbed out there, so.
Yeah, that first game was definitely going back and forth quite a bit. Overall, a good showing on both teams. UNK just kind of was able to hold on, kind of an endgame there both times, so giving them the victory overall. WCU was able to get point first, but just unable to maintain it.
Yeah, that one was tough. We had a lot of just, they were able to find their ult a lot faster than us, and we just couldn't defend against a couple of their players who would backline and get the supports and then pick off the rest of the team. But I think this round, with GoldenEye coming in on DPS, we do see a Reinhardt ditto, a Mei ditto, and that will be it in terms of similarities. UNK running a Cassidy a Cassidy, Ana, and Mercy as opposed to WCU's Reaper, Lucio, and Baptiste. As we see the first big fight of this round, WCU needing to attack first, and a very fast pick on GoldenEye there from Snipes, the Ana, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage there, kind of from the Reinhardt right from the get-go, and their Ana just able to clean up there.
Looks like UNK trying to hold off here, keep this main choke point solid. I think that the big thing here will be for WCU to grab any form of sniper or attack, or just one of the more precision-based characters. Try and get a few headshots, get a few quick kills, and setting up 1 or 2 fast kills will put us ahead in the long run.
Yeah, WCU kind of just being held back here. UNK doing a good job, not even letting WCU get past that first little choke point.
GoldenEye getting shredded, as GoldenEye on WCU, the only one who's going to have their ults, tries to ult, gets pinned by the Reinhardt last second, and gets taken out there. I think that was a 2-2. I think that was a 2-2 trade for both teams. But WCU has a closer respawn point, which is going to do wonders here. Rustic now with, I believe that is Window, is what it is more commonly called. And that double, there it is. We'll see the Window with Bastion here, or with Bastion trying to find double damage and get any sort of kills. Reinhardt on UNK does pick off Cam Louie. Now charges in trying to get the Bastion. Bastion's just going to shred the Reinhardt, including the shield. But there is a 3 kill. There are 3 kills on WCU there. 1:45 left for us to even get possession of the point. This is rough. This is looking very rough right now.
That it is. UNK doing a great job holding WC out. WCU just essentially just losing one person at a time, which has been a struggle for them here.
It seems to me like UNK is trying to focus 1 or 2 people on WCU, whereas WCU right now more just spraying and praying at this point, trying to get any sort of play on the opponents and trying to find any kills, whereas UNK is focusing who they take out. And we do find the Mei here, as we're now trying to get, there's the Bastion ult, trying to come in and get 1 pick. Reaper's going to backline, gets 1 kill, but gets slept right as they do it. And WCU looking to find the Reinhardt here, they do, and that will be the team kill on UNK. Mei and Cassidy have respawned at this point in time, but not going to get back fast enough to contest. Or maybe I stand corrected here, as Mei does get back in time, tries to isolate the Reinhardt, not working too well. And we do find the payload.
Yeah, that was a risky play there by their Mei. Almost successful, but WCU able to hold them out and get the payload.
I do believe that their Mercy there trying to get a res off on that Mei or on that Cassidy, and gets taken out because of it. That res animation from Mercy is brutal because it fully locks you in that position.
That it does.
Now we see Western trying to set up the high ground here, taking the Obi-Wan strategy, as we like to call it. And it's going to be a 3-on-5 up top with the Sojourn from France coming out, something that I was worried about game 1. That Sojourn is terrifying from what we could presume, or from what we can presume with the rankings of Krantz and the playtime.
That is true. WCU losing 3 in that fight, so you can see them just moving back to regroup here.
I do see Cam bring out the Soldier right now. I think maybe a smarter play here would be either on defense or late round attack, have Cam switch over to that Widowmaker, because I know that he has been practicing. That Widowmaker can get some quick picks and do some heavy damage at one point or another. But now we do see UNK taking the high ground instead of WCU. And there's that mirror.
Looks like WCU is just kind of pushing the cart uncontestedly as they have essentially the Reinhardt up top fighting. UNK is now dropping.
And this is now one-on-one on that Sojourn, which is not necessarily a great combination or a great matchup.
It was an interesting play. UNK let WCU move the cart that far along, though. We're now down to 50 seconds left in this match. WCU still needs to reach that next checkpoint.
Once they reach that next checkpoint, they can get more time, but it's just getting to that checkpoint right now seeming like an issue as Krantz picks off Dis, and it's going to be Krantz trying to pick off Cam there as well. WCU going to probably retreat back here into their little choke point and try and get out. We do see Cam get the visor, maybe going to pop it here around as they get around the corner.
He's definitely going to have to use it soon, so...
There's one person from WCU on point. That is Dis, joined now by Cam, and it's going to be a fight down here in the tunnel. As Cam does pop the visor, going to try and find anyone. Targeting that Mercy, gets the Mercy off. Going to look to the back line to get the Sojourn or any other supports. Not able to do so. 2 of WCU found for 1. There's 2 of the UNK roster down. 3 now. WCU on overtime. Going to have to stay on point and take out as many of UNK as they can to get to this checkpoint. And as time is winding down, it's going to be a quick respawn and a quick attack back from UNK. It's 2 on point for Western. And that Mercy gets the rev off on the Cassidy. That Cassidy is going to be backlining. And it is now 3 on 4. WCU not in favor here. And it looks like we will get the touch on the... Oh, no! Not even a full meter left until we get to that first checkpoint. As it is a 2-on-1 on that Reinhardt. They get the 2-on-1. They get the checkpoint. Western's still alive. Oh, my word.
That was quite the fight. Really, what saved him there was the ult from GoldenEye coming in and taking down UNK.
Oh, my goodness. That was stressful. 1:20 now for Western to get as far as they can against UNK. UNK's defense looking very strong here. Just going to try and play up top, hold WCU back. They only have a minute left in this round. And, I mean, that was just stressful. A great last push, though, to get to that point from WCU.
Absolutely. UNK doing a great job defensively here.
They went in 3 on 4. That Reinhardt from UNK charge took 1 out, but that also isolated that isolated the 3, who was a support and a low DPS and a half-gone DPS, which really works in WCU's favor. But speaking of WCU's favor, they're falling out of it right now in terms of Lady Luck, as as GoldenEye now as the tank, trying to find anyone with the charge or with with damage, not able to do so. WCU now starting to look like they're going to lose this quick fight. With 20 seconds left in the match, WCU is going to have to come back, get as much as they can in. Just Shadow Knight on the point here. That is a support on point. That is not going to end up well for WCU. 10 seconds left in the round. Western going to have to get one fast push, get any fast characters they can. Maybe see a push from switch from Rustic over to Lucio as they need to get to that, just to get that touch. Shadow Knight off point. Now 2 of WCU on point get taken out fairly quick, and that might actually do it here. Dis getting the ult getting a touch on point as May, but that will be it. WCU with a huge last push. I cannot speak.
Yeah, definitely with UNK holding them out early. That was kind of what did it there for WCU, not allowing them to get an early start and just essentially just running out of time there. Nonetheless, WCU had some great fights there against UNK. UNK, once they held this high ground right here, they were doing pretty well, but WCU able to just kind of work past there and going into that fight to get that checkpoint last second. It was a good one.
That was very good. And I will step away for half a second so I can go look at what damage totals and kills are looking like, as I am actually a spectator in this game on a different PC. if you do not mind.
Yeah.
And then I can relay that back to our audience.
Okay, so now we have UNK on the attack. UNK taking it to the streets as WCU sits there trying to hold them out. UNK taking the high ground early on here.
Getting to where WCU couldn't early on in this attempt to gain point. Western still looking like they're mostly at full health. As I say that, Shadow and Dis both getting a little bit of damage done to them there.
Yeah, no picks yet here in this early game here.
As we say that, GoldenEye does find Genji one of the most terrifying counters to this WCU roster, as everyone but the Moira seems to have a disadvantage when playing against Genji, as Mercy does get the rev off on that Genji. Western now down 1 in this fight. The Sigma from GoldenEye coming out, something that we haven't really seen this season, the Sigma from Western Slate. As I did take a look, WCU seems to be a lot more spread with their kills and damage and heals, whereas you see UNK actually has a distinct, I think there were 2 or 3. I think it was Slammin' Red and Krantz definitely just in that, having that weird imbalance of how many kills and damage and how much damage has been done.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an early take here from UNK as essentially they almost get a team kill. WCU with only 1 left there on cart as they're trying to go back to stop them from closing it out.
We do see the Sigma ult come out from GoldenEye, going to pick off a couple, not finding the Reinhardt, which is definitely what they wanted to get, as we see 4 quick kills from UNK. So Cam Louie going to back off here, let them just take the rest of that point and try and get back to a defensive position where WCU can re-engage, but is going to get chased at by that Genji and just picked off really fast. I think that WCU right now definitely struggles with keeping that control out of the gate, but once they can do so, it's just, or once they lose that control, they're more focused on just negating how far the opponents can get, which really works in their favor.
Absolutely. WCU trying to hold the high ground here, but overall being pretty spread out. Again, this could be an issue with kind of targeting specific characters, but...
Oh, and there goes the Genji, one of the more difficult counters, or one of the more difficult characters to counter, I believe, or I should say, in this game. As we see GoldenEye trying to pick off Krantz up top there, Krantz in his own healing aura.
Not only that, but also with a Mercy. Someone left the game from UNK, so we have a pause here.
And it sounds like in the middle of a fight, you are not allowed to pause. We will have to... And yeah, we will be going back right now. Middle of a fight, you cannot pause. At the end of the fight, you can re-engage. Red does get connected does get connected once again.
The soldier up top is just doing damage, sitting there with the Mercy healing.
I mean, with the Mercy healing, and Soldier also has that personal healing little drop down. As we do see a Sigma ult come out, going to pick off the Reinhardt specifically, trying to get a little bit more damage, not able to do so, as most of WCU has fallen here.
And the Mercy brings the Genji back to life. UNK at full force here yet again.
Those reses are just brutal right now against WCU, as we see Cam now with the May. Going to try and just get some quick little picks on UNK at the moment. Not able to do too much as that Reinhardt shield is taking the brunt of force.
UNK has 3 minutes and 40 seconds here to push it. WCU is gonna have to pull something together here to essentially just stop them here.
I mean, not a ton can be done at the moment, as we do need to get a touch, and the closest is going to be Rustic as a Moira. And I think that this is going to be it for WCU. Rustic's not going to charge in to try and get that touch. We do get one contest from WCU, going to quickly fall off. And there's going to be a Blizzard ult by the Mei, which allows WCU to get some quick picks if they're smart about it. Cam does find the Mercy and Krantz, and the Soldier. As we see GoldenEye switching over to Ball just to get back onto point. Mei getting very low there, but WCU getting 4, I believe, or if not all 5 of... No, getting 4 of UNK, so UNK going to back off here because they don't really have a choice.
Yeah, that was definitely a well-fought fight there by WCU, stopping them just short, but they're going to have to do it probably 2-3 more times here if they want to win this fight, win this game.
So I did just check the rule book. That pause was not supposed to be, or that pause cannot have happened, but nothing else can be done, as we do see GoldenEye get the ult off. A lot of it going to be blocked by UNK, or at least not a ton going to be done here. And UNK is going to get this point because WCU can't get back in time. UNK goes up 2-0 in the series. It's going to be frustrating for WCU, but we will end up switching here in a minute to, I believe it is Push as map 3. Is it Push or is it Escort?
I believe Push was map 4.
So it's got to be Escort here, as this was just Hybrid. I mean, a great play here from Cam Louie as we just finished up the play of the game, but we will be right back after this. UNK leading 2-0, WCU trying to fight to stay alive in this series. Welcome back to round 3. We're going to Shambali Monastery on the escort mission. WCU, I think, going to be attacking first. Once again.
Yeah, we have another lineup change here for WCU as we will have Golden Eye on tank, Toasted Tofu and Rustic, Ruse on DPS, Spongy Boy and Disagree on supports.
First time this match, Shadow Knight coming out of the game and Tofu coming in. Rustic just been tossed around, Sponge coming back in after taking a break round 2, Dis having stayed in for all 3, the only one on WCU to do so. Whereas all of UNK is just the exact same.
It's working for them.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Why
that
switch something that works, right?
Yeah, that Cassidy is dangerous. I mean, hasn't really found anyone with his ult yet, but they're doing a lot of work just to do, like, they're dealing solid damage. That Genji, one of the biggest issues for WCU right now, as they were just discussing, that Genji goes into the back and targets the supports, which isn't a bad strategy. It's just one of those things where you need to find a way to counter it, and you really can't with a lot. Genji does have an ability that allows you to deflect bullets that come at you. But WCU here with Tofu as Hanzo, Rustic as Reaper, Sponge as Kiriko, Dis as Anna, which is a surprise to me, and GoldenEye as the, not Sombra. I can't remember that one for the life of me. Tofu now just trying to get some picks on the back line as Hanzo's normally do. Kiriko going in with Sponge going in, I apologize. Doing a lot, but, or trying to do something, not quite able to get a ton of damage. Looking to try and get that Cassidy pick. Not able to do so. Tofu gets found first in this match by the Genji. Now Ramatra gets a huge heal there, as WCU is just going to try and stay on point, but having lost their 2 DPS, this is going to be tough, and there goes one of the supports. WCU might just take the L here, take the deaths, and get out as fast as they can. Not Ramatra, not Symmetra, I can't remember.
One thing that I've definitely noticed here from UNK's roster is they really don't switch it up all that much. There's 1 or 2 characters that switch here and there, but for the most part they're rocking the Genji, the Reinhardt, the Mercy. So
I think it's mostly the supports who do switch, and even then it's not that frequently, which, I mean, that's probably one of the issues that WCU faces. We're more of a jack of all trades, master of none, but they choose, but UNK is showing that being the master of one does pay off.
that it does.
As Dis does find the first pick on with a huge exclamation from Dis there as he gets the pick on Genji. Genji does get res by the Mercy. Mercy gets found by GoldenEye. As the Genji comes back, it does get Tofu. Sponge getting very low there. Almost, he does get taken out by Slammin, and Krantz finds Rustic. So it's going to be a tank and my apologies, just a support now against all of UNK's lineup. WC with 1:50 left to get to that first checkpoint. Ooh, and Tofu gets a snipe onto the Mercy, which is huge.
Absolutely. Taking out that Mercy early is definitely going to help WCU. With that said, UNK holding on to all 5 ults. WCU popping theirs.
Popping
one.
Suzu, I believe it is called. And gonna take that advantage, taking out the Cassidy, and going to just get a little bit of damage, or just try and get a little bit of a lead here. Trying just to get to this first little checkpoint pad, as UNK is going to come in from up top with both the Genji and the... Oh, and the Genji gets found by Sponge. And now they're going to try and take out the Reinhardt. And I am just now remembering what this map actually looks like. WCU getting 2 kills there. I was about to say 0.04 meters from the point going through, but they do get it. 3 minutes now left on the clock, or 3 and some change.
That was well held there from UNK early on. Once WCU got moving, though, WCU was able to kind of just keep it moving. UNK had a good last push there, but finding that Genji and Mercy early definitely helped out WCU.
Now there's going to be another huge team fight here as we get as WCU is just trying to hold UNK back and then push up to that checkpoint with 1 on the payload. WCU is just going to slowly get forward. Rustic just about to get picked here by UNK. UNK not finding them. Genji almost getting picked by, I still can't remember the name. It's not Ramatra, because Ramatra is the new one. I am struggling with the names, but that is okay. Genji does end up finding Rustic. In terms of WCU side, Tofu now pops the ult, the Dragon's coming through, finds the Cassidy, forces the Reinhardt out, and then the Genji counters the ult, getting Dis and Tofu both at once, as WCU is now getting the second checkpoint. Very fast push here from WCU on Shambali.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes on the clock now for WCU to reach that final checkpoint here, plus overtime if needed.
And that Baptist wastes the Immo field. Something that you really need to be careful of as playing Baptiste. Keeping that immortality field, it has like a 20-30 second cooldown, which is brutal when you are trying to keep your team alive.
We have the Genji pushing the backline again, not finding anyone this time.
And WCU definitely has, I think, found the counter to this UNK squad. As Slammin does find Disc, Krantz finds GoldenEye, and this might be a team reset here from WCU, as it is just Tofu and Rustic and Sponge, I believe, trying to keep them alive in this fight. Tofu now chilling a little bit further back. It's going to be the Genji chasing down Sponge, picking off Tofu. So it's just Sponge alive now. Sponge probably has used the teleport of Kiriko to get back in time to help out the rest of his team. Rustic does get found. Oh, Red finds both Dis and Rustic here. It's going to be Tofu finding the Immo field. Oh, Tofu has switched to Mei now, something I did not see when it first happened. And WCU here going to do another full team reset as they got very far very quickly, but they just got held off twice now by UNK.
Yeah. WCU still with over a minute and a half here on board, so we'll see what they can do here. A good sleep there.
Now Rustic having switched over to Ash as well, one of the other mains. And as I said earlier, Tofu coming in with the Mei blocking off the Reinhardt. The Baptiste used Mirror, maybe not going to do too much. The Immo field does come out. WCU now struggling a little bit to stay in this fight. Oh, but Rustic getting a lot of quick picks.
That should be play of the game right there. Getting 3 picks in a row. Forcing their Ana back and pushing Cart almost single-handedly there.
I mean, a huge push there and a huge save from WCU's Rustic into this game, making his debut, one to be remembered. Almost picking up the Genji there with the Ashe. Oh my word. And there goes the Genji. Genji gets taken down. And now the Ashe does have Bob, a huge benefit for any fight. WCU now with 30 seconds left to get back into this. I think Tofu is Mei and Rustic is Ashe right now. Really coming in clutch for WCU.
Absolutely. This is going to be the last fight territory. WCU is going to have anywhere from 2 to 4 ults depending on how long this last fight lasts, as UNK will have 2 ults going in.
I mean, a Cassidy ult is always one to be wary of, but having that Blizzard here in a second could be useful as the Mei, or as Tofu gets it. And there goes the Bob. Bob is now put to sleep right behind the payload, but is going to wake up just in time to do some more damage. There goes the Blizzard from Tofu. Rustic finds the Immo field. Krantz gets a triple kill. GoldenEye does find Snipes. It's going to be Mei versus... Ooh, and there we go. We are in overtime. WCU now on point here. Going to get taken out. And WCU very close to the final point of that map. Putting the pressure on UNK, as UNK is going to have to switch in and do that attack and do it just as well.
Absolutely. I'd say that's some of the best fighting we've seen from WCU tonight. We'll see what they can do on defense here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which heroes are pulled out, or which heroes are pulled out from both sides. I think that UNK probably going to stick with the same squad. WCU might see a couple changes in the DPS category. Hanzo might be pulled back out because having that quick, early ability to pick off attacks is huge. And having that just ability for Mei to block off and solo out a single hero is one of WCU's strong suits, and having Tofu as the person who plays both Hanzo and Mei is a little bit difficult. But Rustic going to be Junkrat, Tofu going to be, there's the Hanzo, as I was prefacing. I still need to remember what the name of that champion is, so half a second of that hero, as GoldenEye is sticking with it. I cannot remember the hero name. I am having a time tonight, apparently. Zarya, that is the name. And it looks like we will see the Baptiste stay out from UNK as Zarya, or as GoldenEye gets prepared here to try and take on the other team, getting some early attacks off. Here comes the Genji going to try and jump in very fast. The Junkrat doing some work here. And we do see the Junkrat little explosion thing just around the corner. Going to probably use that as a disruptor. And here goes the Genji coming in the backline once again. That Genji is terrifying going in the backline. Sponge does get the Genji as Krantz finds Tofu. Rustic now getting a bit low, but gets back into some heal. into the healing area of both Kiriko and Anna. WCU staying alive in this fight. UNK, ooh, Rustic getting a nice pick on Krantz there. And we'll see if we can't get some nice shots off from Rustic once again. Rustic finding the Genji now. WCU up 5-3 in this fight as Anna gets taken out. WCU trying to hold them off in this first choke point and doing it pretty successfully so far. 3 minutes left for UNK to get to that first little marker on the map.
Yeah, definitely a good play here by WCU. Good early start, getting lots of kills and building up their ults here.
Tofu trying to get a pick on the Reinhardt, not able to do so, but does get quite a bit of damage down. My word. And it looks like there is a switch from Slammin from the Genji to a Soldier. Not able to do too much, and Mako Wolfu switched over to Mercy from the Baptiste. Snipe staying as Anna, Grant staying as Cassidy, and Red staying as Reinhardt. That Reinhardt almost at ult, but same as Rustic. Rustic here with the Riptire, which can change the course of a fight. Probably going to back off, use the Riptire. As we see it here, the Riptire going now from Rustic, going to try and get the back line, take out 1 or 2 of UNK. Trying to get the Reinhardt specifically, not able to do so. Does find the Soldier in the back. Puts WCU at a bit of an advantage, having a Soldier DPS down and having 2 DPS from WCU still up. Really could change the course of this fight.
Absolutely. WCU doing a great job holding them here at this first choke point. Only 1:45 left on the clock, and they have barely moved the payload here.
And, I mean, from what it sounds like, the last time WCU played this team, they went to Dorado, and that was an immediate ban from UNK. I mean, UNK, I think, as Dis was saying, has a little bit of PTSD from that match, getting held in spawn for 3 minutes, not wanting to do the same thing, so banning Dorado immediately, but WCU still holding them off very well.
This is a heavy push here from UNK, and they get 3 kills out of it.
And now Rustic looking just to get some cheap shots off as Junkrat. Seconds left for UNK to get to this checkpoint. They're going to get it. I think WCU might just let them get there. Oh, no, it's going to be contested 0.93 meters away. One huge team fight here could be the difference between WCU winning this game. Tofu busting out the dragons from Hanzo. Not finding anyone, but dealing a lot of damage in the process. Cassidy does find 2 with the ultimate there. It's going to be Zarya here alone against UNK.
UNK does get it, but WCU held them out very well. UNK with only 2 minutes and 45 seconds here on clock.
Aside from the precise position of it, just about the exact same hold and time, both rounds from WCU and UNK. Rustic now using the explosions from Junkrat. As a Junkrat player, I don't even know what they're called. I can't remember for the life of me. But using those to try and get some speed to get back into a place where they can control. We might see the same here, the same tactics from from UNK as Western pulled last round and trying to get some early damage and kills. Jumping ahead. Rustic using the Junkrat, or using the cover to peek his Junkrat, gets some damage. Tofu having switched over to Reaper, maybe going to try and get a backline ultimate. As Rustic gets found by Slam, and Rustic does just find the Riptire though, as there's also a quick push up onto this point once again. UNK sticking or doing these just about the exact same as WCU. As GoldenEye gets shredded here, doesn't fall. Tofu does. Dis falls to the visor. So does Sponge, and Red gets taken out there, or GoldenEye gets taken out there by the Reinhardt. So now 2 ults on WCU's side, and 1 on the side of UNK. 2:56 left for UNK to get to the point where WCU was. Tofu gonna have to push back for half a second, get some health back. As the Soldier from UNK pushes in solo, tries to bait Tofu into a trap, almost works. Tofu does escape just in time, watching that Soldier. As Rustic sees where that Soldier goes, And this could be it here. 2:26 left. WCU needs to get the touch here. We do see a double kill come out from Rustic. That could change the momentum of this fight and the momentum of this game. 2:18 left on the clock. Dis does find Krantz with something. Rustic does find the Reinhardt. And there it is. The team kill from WCU pushes UNK back, holding them off 4 meters from winning the match.
Yeah, UNK still has 2 minutes on the clock, so plenty of time for at least 2 more fights here. WCU is going to have to kind of just hold them out at this choke point and see what they can do if they want to keep playing.
I mean, with the Ana ult and the Zarya and the Kiriko ults here for WCU, and Tofu just about finding his. Zarya does pop the ult. Tofu almost has his. I think right here we might see another 1 or 2 pop from WCU. And UNK almost has their full roster of ults up and online. The main thing here is going to be taking out the tank and then the supports, forcing the DPS to go in one-on-one. Red finds Dis, and there is 4 kills on WCU. It's going to be, that will do it, unfortunately. And that is it. UNK winning in the last seconds there. Rustic does get play of the game as Junkrat, but UNK wins here 3-0. A difficult match for WCU, but not one to look on with eyes. A wonderful fight from both teams.
Absolutely.
This could have swung either way at any point.
Yeah. Honestly, it was a great matchup. UNK just slightly had the upper hand. Kind of what we were talking about earlier. They just kind of stuck to their own heroes. They knew what worked and stuck with it. So, congrats to them.
Well, a well-fought battle and a lot to look back on for WCU to improve for next week. But for now, I am JoJo's Mojo.
And I am Mountain Man, and we'll be back here
About an hour and 10 minutes
Yeah.
with WCU Black tonight.
Yep. See you then.
See you then.